One thing I did to really improve my sales is to realize that I represented the buyer and not my company. This is the most common question that always comes down to us. How do I improve my sales? Well, real quick, I'm just going to give you like 7 very quick points about that. One, you got to talk to more prospects. No one is going to come to your house and no one's just going to randomly email you and say, hey, I want to buy. You got to be reaching out to people. If you're reaching out to 30 people a day and you're not getting it done, you got to reach out to 45. If you got to reach out to 45 and it's not getting done, you got to reach out to 60. Find out how many that you need to reach out to, right, to get that one sale. And then you can improve those skills one at a time. 2, you got to track your numbers, right? Which I just talked about. 30, 45, 60, 90, whatever your numbers is, everybody has a number. No matter what you're selling in your market, there is a product and a need for your product. So, keep track of your numbers. Get over the fears of talking over people. This is definitely one of the most important things. I meet all the time salesmen who have a big talk or have a big game, but when it comes down to them alone, they're just not doing the activity. The true character of a person is how they act when no one's looking. And, you can claim to be a salesman, but a real salesman puts in the real activity to get the results. Number 4, are you planning? Are you planning your routes? Are you planning your systems? Are you using the systems? What I see a lot is new salespeople come into an organization that already exists. And for some reason they think, hey, I know a better way. I can tell you this, if your company that you've been around with has been around for more than 5 to 10 years and they've been successful, the system they're probably giving you is probably your best bet to follow. You should learn to master the systems being taught to you before you try to change anything, right? Now, when I do see salesmen changing things, it really goes back to, step 3, which is fear. What they're worried about is the fear of rejection. So therefore, they're trying to take the rejection out of the processes and steps. Number 5, what do your clients want, right? You have a product, right? They're going to tell you what your clients' market is. What do they want that ties into your product? It's sometimes a simple thing, but let's say you're selling tires. Everyone who has a car is theoretically in the market for tires, but what do people want when it comes to tires? Are they worried about the safety of the tire? Are they worried about, just keeping air in the tires? Are they just worried about, putting tires on their car in the cheapest manner so they can get around from point A to point B? At the same time, roofing, does the homeowner want a new roof because they're going to sell the house and they want it to look great and they're willing to spend 10 grand on a roof, but they want to get $20,000 or $30,000 of equity out of putting that roof on? What with your product and your market, right, what do they want? Help them get that. And a lot of times that's by not talking and it's actually by listening. Number 6, you overcome objections by asking questions. A lot of times people say, hey, I don't have time for this. I totally understand that. When would be a good time? Hey, we can't afford this. Hey, I totally understand that. But let me show you the value of this. Do you see the value in my product? Yes, right? Asking different questions like that, and there's thousands of them. You can just go to the Google and find that. Will help you immensely, right, in overcoming your objections, right? And then number 7, which is pretty simple, one thing I did to really improve my sales is to realize that I represented the buyer and not my company. And so when I talk to the buyer, I always talk to him like, hey, I'm with you guys. Hey, I'm working to get you the best deal. And when you did that and you're sincere about it, more clients are going to spend money with you and trust you simply because of that. So, you represent the buyer, not the company. It's just a mindset that will help for some of you. I think a lot of times for some salesmen, when they get into a company, they maybe don't agree 100% with the product that's being pushed. So if you don't believe in it, you're not going to push it. So what you need to do is side with the buyer, right? Find out what they want and what they need, and then help them get that within your product. So hopefully, it went a little longer than I thought it would be, but hopefully there's some good information for you guys here. So we'll talk to you later.